Hello, my name is Heather, and today we are looking at posting your artwork to Redbubble, a print-on-demand service which is easy in the fact that you can upload your art, kind of set it and forget it, and while it's not complicated, it does have some complications. So jumping in right away with tip number 1, right now I am looking to see if there are any marks outside of my line art. I kind of use my layers and I use kind of a navy blue background and then a really disgusting lurid lime green to try to spot any escapees from your eraser. You want to make sure that you get those little dots all around there because it will show up on your products. The other option is to use the fill tool, which is the bucket up there, and the transparency you can find to the bottom left of the color wheel to kind of fill in around your artwork and hopefully catch any other little escapees. And tip number 2 here, you can see that I am cropping the artwork. I usually do this when I'm considering making this art into a pattern, as the space around it will make a difference in how the pattern looks. And here we are opening up the shop page, going to your profile picture, and selecting the red button, Add New Work. Tip number 3, once you have uploaded your artwork, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You want to go straight down to your stickers and magnets to make sure no little its or bits have escaped your notice. Dots or markings outside of it will show very clearly on the sticker. And tip number 4 is that when you are in this part of the process, you want to make sure that you are uploading the image, the final image, and not re-upload other artwork after you have already formatted your t-shirts, your products, because if you do so, it will set everything back to the default position, which is just a giant pain. You can also see that there is a little tab under the Design Your Products area with the little settings wheel on. If you click that, you can go through the list of products something will be available on, especially for t-shirts. You want to click on that and make sure you enable kids products. Presumably they had that so that people were not accidentally setting not safe for work items on children's products. Unfortunately, with how Redbubble has these products grouped, some things will just end up looking weird on one product but great on the other ones. For instance, there is a zip-up hoodie where all of my art usually ends up smack dab in the middle of it. Tip number 5 is to mess around with your patterns. Some things just look better as a pattern, especially with like smaller items. Sometimes it's just better and more visibly appealing if you have things set in either the horizontal or the staggered patterns that they offer. Sometimes your art is just not giving you the pizzazz you're looking for, and sometimes it'll look better as a pattern. Might as well try it. Tip number 6 is to try to enable as many products as humanly possible, unless of course they honestly just don't end up looking good. You can put a design in the corner, you can make patterns, you can try to cater to whatever the size or shape of the product is. You know, why someone would want one particular product over another, but who am I to yuck their yum, especially when their yum buys my art. Tip number 7, you can either change all of the artwork backgrounds individually, as I'm doing now, or you can scroll up to the top where there is a button to choose a background color for all of the products. Tip number 8, you can see to the right of the artwork there is a Replace Image button, and that's super useful for when you want only the image on that particular product changed. Tip number 9 is to put some good effort into what I consider the more tedious part of this. You have to create the title, the tags, and the description for your products. Having those keywords that people might be searching for allows for the SEO, the search engine optimization. Google directs people to your shop more often when you have good SEO. You can always use a tag generator. such as Merch Titans that you saw. No affiliation, but it's very useful, and there's a lot of really good tags and a lot of really weird ones that just come from Google being Google, so use logic and copy and paste the ones that make sense. And lastly, tip number 10. Once you have posted your artwork, it will take you to a page that you see all of the products that item is on. And you ought to go through the products and really just take a real good peek at them because you want to make sure that all of those look good. And then from the top, where there's collections available on and default view, you can then go through those and enable or de-enable or add things to collections. That way you have the most optimal products for that art that you spent so much time on. I usually change most of my default views to stickers and magnets so that customers can see your artwork up close and personal. And overall, good luck, and just try not to take it personally or get discouraged if you don't get sales right away. You can be the best, most delicious peach in the world, but some people just don't like peaches. Maybe they like apples or like chocolate-covered blueberries.